Thank you everyone for coming in this Monday night. We hold this seminar every couple of weeks in an attempt to get everyone oriented to the Chapter 13 process. I'm going to talk to you about a few things that are important about this process, then I'm going to hand you off to a couple of my staff attorneys who are going to talk to you more specifically about what's going to go on in your Chapter 13 341 meeting. Now, if you're in this seminar tonight, you either have a Chapter 13 341 Tuesday coming up, or the following Tuesday, in front of a gentleman that's called the trustee. His name is Tim Truman. Now, you likely won't actually see Tim Truman, but what you will see is members of his staff. You got a notice in the mail that tells you where to go and what time to be there. We're going to give you tonight some information that you can take with you so that you'll be more prepared for that hearing. I'm going to orient you a little bit about what it looks like when you go. At the Chapter 13 office, you're going to come in and there'll be this huge area, almost like a gallery to sit down in. Behind you will be cubicles with the Chapter 13 staff members in there, and in those cubicles will be where you will sit when it's your hearing time. Tim's likely going to come up and spend a few minutes talking to you, and he's going to be running a film, not unlike this one, that's going to talk to you about the intricacies of the Chapter 13 process. Now, while you're watching it, and it's going to be in a loop, so you're probably going to have to watch it 2 or 3 times, there are going to be attorneys behind you kind of coming up into the gallery and saying, you know, John Doe, Susie Q. And those folks will stand up out of the gallery and walk back to their lawyer, and then they'll walk into the Chapter 13 hearing office booth. That's what will happen. One of my staff attorneys will come in and will call your name, and then he'll take you back into the booth. Now, at that meeting, the trustee has a job to do, and their job is to ascertain that, first, you are who you say you are. Secondly, that the information you gave your lawyer is true and correct to the best of your knowledge, as well as to make sure that whatever your payment is in your Chapter 13 is appropriate under the law. Now, you're likely going to have some questions tonight, and that's fine. When we're done with this portion of the seminar, a member of my staff is going to give everyone here an opportunity to go back into an office with them and talk about these questions and probably get some good answers. This Monday night meeting is super important because the more prepared you are for this hearing, the better it goes. There are some clients who come in from other attorneys of which this hearing takes 30 minutes, right? But all of you guys in this room, y'all's hearing is going to take 2 minutes because I'm going to have prepared you along with our attorneys such that when you go in, you're going to know everything that they're going to ask and you're going to have all the appropriate information and answers right in front of you, okay? So that's the purpose of this. A couple of different clients that our firm takes on. Those clients are made up of clients who are filing bankruptcy in one way or the other. There are 2 types of consumer bankruptcy, Chapter 13 and Chapter 7. Now, if you're here in this seminar tonight, you filed a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. A Chapter 13 bankruptcy is called the wage earner's bankruptcy, which means you've got to have a job and you've got to make a payment to a trustee each and every month until your creditors are paid in a sufficient way under the law. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy is generally called a straight bankruptcy, and that's where you would pay your own. A straight bankruptcy, where you would be asking the court to discharge your unsecured liabilities. In a Chapter 13 situation, most of you are here because of one of about 4 really important things. Either you're behind on your home, you're behind on your car, you owe back child support, you owe a bunch of student loans that you can't pay. Or you earn too much money, right, say, to take a straight bankruptcy. In one of those 5 circumstances, the law will push you into a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which gives you an opportunity to reorganize your debts and pay them. This office is the best office that you could have hired for a couple of reasons. And one is this meeting. There will be no other firm that you could have hired for this purpose that would have taken the time to ask you to come in and to get you oriented for this hearing. Most other law firms are going to kind of shuffle you off to Buffalo. You're going to end up in this big room with lots of people, and it's going to be it's kind of scary sometimes. But we're going to take care of you and make sure that each and every one of you were handed a notebook. And in that notebook has some things that are specific to you. Don't open it right now, but it's sitting in front of you. And in it are your bankruptcy schedules, your income and expenses. In it are your bankruptcy schedules. Those are schedules that this office filed with the court that establish your income and expenses. Along with those schedules, you'll find your income tax returns that we ask you to provide, as well as pay stubs. In the back, there'll be some frequently asked questions. As well as, there was a blank notebook and a pen given to you. Now, when you go to that 341 meeting and you're sitting in this big gallery, and Tim Truman comes in front of you and starts to talk, or the judge comes in and starts to talk, the first thing he's going to ask you to do is he's going to say, get out something to write with and write in, because what I'm going to say is very, very important. And everyone in the room is going to look around at one another, because no one has anything to write with except you, because you're going to take this notebook with you. And you're going to have people next to you going, oh, can I borrow some paper? Can I borrow a pen? And then the next thing they're going to ask you is say, who's your lawyer? Because their lawyers did not prepare them for the meeting in the way